Hey, welcome to Rants and Reviews. I'm M. Carlson, and today this video is about Ritalin. Ritalin is a drug that's usually used by people with ADHD, but increasingly people on university campuses are start using them to give them the edge when it comes to revision and motivation. And it's very hard to get hold of this drug in the UK because you can only get it through the doctors, and doctors in the UK, the GPs, are very reluctant to just give you a prescription. So usually a lot of people try and get them through the internet, which has a lot of pitfalls going down through that route. Obviously, if you go into Google and type Ritalin, it's just full of websites which are just scam. They just take your money and probably send you some dummy pills or something which is even worse. You don't know what you're taking, and not to mention that it is against the law to have these pills without a prescription. My experience of Ritalin is through my friend Jimmy. Jimmy used Ritalin at university, and he told me in detail about all the effects and how it transformed his life. And he said that when he was at university, he lost all motivation, and he didn't attend any lectures, didn't even bother even going to a library or even opening a book, let alone typing an essay. And it came to a point where he was going to fail. So he done loads of research online, took a risk, and he bought some online, and he tried it. And on the night that he tried it, he said that it just transformed his life. From doing literally no work, literally like just doing nothing all day, to within 1 hour of taking Ritalin, he was, it was on like the focus was like, it was so intense. It was like tunnel vision. Nothing mattered, what was going on television or surfing the internet or going for a drink. Nothing mattered. All he wanted, all he could care about, all he could focus on was what he was doing there and then. So if he was typing an essay, that was the most important thing in the world, and that's how it felt. And on top of that, he also mentioned that he had as a side effect, or some people say you don't get this, and other people say you do. He had a great feeling of euphoria. He had quite a high. So when he was typing his essays, he was extremely content. He said it was the best feeling ever. So he wasn't distracted, and I think the first night he said he'd done over 8 to 10 hours of work. Side effects, it wasn't that. The side effects he reported wasn't that extreme. It was quite minor compared to what other people have reported. He had dry mouth, slight nervousness, and a bit of anxiety, and loss of appetite. But others have reported much worse with long-term use of Ritalin, such as psychosis even. So it's quite a drug that you'd be very careful not to abuse, and not get too relied on this drug, because like I said, it can become a habit for some people, not all. And well, he believes he was less creative on that drug, but he can do things like his memory improved and more mathematical, in his opinion. And also the dangers of using Ritalin without a prescription is that some people might have some underlying medical conditions already that they don't know about. So if you take this without a doctor's guidance, you could put your health at great risks. So you got to be careful about this. I'm not here to endorse you or to advise you where to get this drug from. I'm not going to do that, but I just want you guys to be aware of it is a drug that can change your life. The motivation it can offer you. You know, it can stop you from dropping out of university, getting that A grade instead of the C grade. But at the same time, it is a drug that you can become reliant on, and it can mess you up, you know, psychologically. It really can, you know. So I'm just, you know, warning you guys to do your research, and also be careful if you're going to buy it online, because majority of them are scams online. So just be warned.